Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really into doing like this informal on my phone type of video. Let me know if you guys are here for it. I'm here for it. It makes it easier for me to create content, to be honest, and it means more uploads. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I feel like it's more real anyway. And yeah, I want to be that real ass bitch. Oh, for today's video, we're going to be cleaning out my makeup collection. I do this pretty often, but I always forget to film it. And I was just inspired to do another one. And it might not be that many things, but it'll be a chance for you guys to see my makeup collection as well as just see my thought process as I get rid of stuff. Let's get into it, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Quickly, before I do, I wanted to share with you some products that I got from Fresh Beauty that I'm obsessed with. Fresh, I was sent the, I think it was the soy cleanser, the rose deep hydration facial toner, and then the rose moisturizer, and I'm obsessed with this line. I have like all of the rose products already. I absolutely love this line. If you have sensitive skin or you like roses, you have to try this line. My husband loves this as well for like hydrating his beard area and his neck area because he has sensitive skin. And it is amazing. Once you start using this, you'll never turn back. So just wanted to shout these out. I got them from Octoly. So thank you to Fresh for sending them to me. I love these products. Definitely highly recommend. Not even just because I got these for free, but also because I use them. Literally. So if I go into my cabinet, I have Fresh sleeping mask, Fresh cream, Fresh. I have a lot of their products. My makeup in my little what do you call this, dresser. So my top drawer is mostly foundations, primers, and powders, and then I have this little organizer for like just random stuff that I use pretty often. You know how you have that one section that's like things you use often, and it's a little bit of a mix of everything. So I kind of want to push myself to get rid of some more powders and foundations that I don't use and just see what else I can get rid of. And when I say get rid of, I either try to donate things that look or are new and feel new or barely used. But things that are used up or things that can't be sanitized, they will get trashed because it's just not safe. So just so you guys know. So when I was looking in here, I have these powders from this collection from Smashbox years ago. Vlada, she's like a makeup artist. I didn't really follow her. I don't know who she is like that, but I just liked the products. But I've had them for years and I don't use them anymore. And the last time I did a declutter, I was like, oh, I'll use them. Nope, haven't used them in a long time. I have the blush and the highlighter, and they're probably expired anyway. Don't use them, and they're very chunky. They take up a lot of room. So I'm gonna chuck those. I also have my Dose of Colors collection products that Katie and Desi came out with years ago. And I keep this one because it's a good summer one. So I'm going to keep that. But the little quad, I never use this anymore. I used to love this when it first... Oh my God, I can't open it because I'm using one hand. When it first came out, I loved this, but I never use this anymore. It looks busted. I'm sure it's gross and old. It's crusty. It probably has germs that I don't want. So I'm going to toss that. I have my Dose of Colors I Love Sarai highlighter, which I never use either, but I probably will use it in the summer. I feel like I use these in the summer more because they're more golden, and I like to use them on my body. And then we have some bronzers from Too Faced, which I do use these pretty often. Leopard is literally brand new. I never use this. And the color payoff isn't really there. I liked it when I was younger, but now that I'm older, yeah, never going to use that. I have some facial liquidy type things. This is the Glitter Drops by Cover FX. I probably will use those. I like to make my own liquid highlighter or cream highlighter, and I use these drops when I make it. So even though I don't use it on its own often, I will use it when I want to make highlighter or when I want to mix it with something. But then I have all of these Fourth Ray face milks and things like this, and I never use these. So I think I'm just going to get rid of them because it's a waste. Like, I'm not going to use them. These two, like highlighter, I'm going to use these. They're like liquid highlighters. They will get used eventually, so I'm going to keep those. Then I have more Too Faced bronzers, which I do use. So I'm going to keep those. And then I have some mini products. This is a Jouer. Oh, no, this is a Bobbi Brown eyeshadow and I never use it, but I'm gonna, now that I see it here and I'm remembering it, I'm gonna make sure that I keep a mental note to use that next time I go to do my eyeshadow. Here I have all of the Fenty Beauty cream blushes because they sent them to me, but I'll be honest with you, like, I don't use them, and a lot of it is because there's a lot of colors that just aren't my style. I'm also gonna get rid of these are like blush sticks, but they're not colors that I'm gonna use. Like, I just can't hold on to so much stuff, and it's like, it's not getting used. I want to love everything I have. I want to know what I have. So I'm gonna open up these blushes and then try to get rid of the ones that I don't use. So here they all are. I have tried using a lot of them. As you guys can see, they're all pretty much look used. I think for sure I'm gonna keep this red one. I think it's so beautiful, as well as this like peony, pinky, peachy kind of color, as well as the orangey color. These are more like colors that I would actually use. I'm never gonna use any of these purpley hot pink ones. I just don't see myself using these. I think these I can keep. These look like colors that I'll play with. All of these purpley pink ones, I just don't see myself ever using, so I'm gonna get rid of all of these. Here, a Becca cream highlighter, and it looks a mess, and I don't think I'm gonna use it, so I'm gonna toss that because that looks like an infection waiting to happen. What do we have here? Oh, I love these Buxom blushes. I'm gonna keep that. Then I have this like stick glitter highlighter thing that I bought a couple years ago. I'm never using that, so we're gonna get rid of that as well. Doing foundations for now because I just went through all of these recently and got rid of a lot of stuff. So I think for now I'm gonna leave that because you guys know I make a lot of content at home. So when I'm here making content, I try to use the products that I don't love to waste them up and actually use them. And I save the ones I really love for when I'm actually going out. So I will keep some of the things like the foundations, primers, concealers, powders that I don't love, and I'll use those for filming days, just so I have, you know, I'm not wasting the stuff I love. So I'm gonna keep all of this for now because some of this stuff I still use, and some of this is also seasonal stuff. So like more of the BB creams, things like that, CC creams that get used in the summer, they might not be getting used now, but they'll get used in the summer. So don't want to be hasty and get rid of stuff that I will use when it gets warm out. We have our palette slash bronzer drawer. I recently just got rid of a bunch of bronzers and highlighters and palettes. Like I said, I do this pretty often. I'm like addicted to purging, I'm not gonna lie. But maybe if I take another crack at it, I might be able to even get rid of more stuff. This palette here I never use. This is from Colourpop, the Midnight Masquerade. I used it when they first sent it to me, and I think it's beautiful, but I never use it. It's from Too Faced, the banana powder, and then this is like a bronzer highlighter duo. I loved these for a while. I was using them like a lot. The banana powder I actually really like. I think I'm going to put this into another part of my makeup collection where I'm probably going to use it more. I'm going to put it up here where my actual powders are, because when I go to set my face, I go to this section. So I think having it there will like kind of trigger me to use it, because I do really like this powder. I think it gives a beautiful matte but still glowy porcelain kind of look under the eyes. This though I don't see myself using. It's like a bronzer duo, and I really liked it when I first, you know, started using it, but I have so many products like this and I don't think I'm gonna reach for that anymore, so we're gonna pass that. Pass on are the Bahama Mama bronzer by the Balm. It's just too light for my skin tone. It's one of those products that I never use because it's too light. It's a little bit powdery for me. And then we have a highlighter from Kylie Cosmetics, which is also powdery. It looks gross and I never use it, so we're gonna let go of that. Thought I liked, but I don't know. I did use it quite a bit like in the summer when I first got it, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't really like it. It looks like it got old. I just don't see myself using this again. It's super yellowy gold, and I would probably use something more bronzy on my body anyway. This is kind of pale for me, so I'm gonna let that go. Packaging is cute though. Enough, I've never used it, but I think I'm gonna keep it a little bit longer because I feel like, I don't know, I did use it quite a bit like in the summer when I first got it, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't really like it. It looks like it got old. I just don't see myself using this again. It's super yellowy gold, and I would probably use something more bronzy on my body anyway. This is kind of pale for me, so I'm gonna let that go. Packaging is cute though. Enough, I've never used it, but I think I'm gonna keep it a little bit longer because I feel like there's just a space in everybody's collection that you should have at least one rainbow palette that on the off chance you really need a color, you have it. And I think this is such a gorgeous palette that on the off day that I want to play with color, I kind of want to play with this bamboo shade here. It's like a deep teal. I think that would be really pretty as like a smoky eye shade, like with a black base and then this on top. Ooh, I just gave myself some inspo. Maybe I'll do it as a Valentine's Day look. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see that, or even like a red. But I just think on the off chance I do want a, you know, colorful palette, I would want to, you know, have this. So I'm going to keep it. This is the Trendy in Tokyo from BH Cosmetics. I'm going to keep that. Pass on. I used it quite a bit when I first got it. This is the Meet Matrimony from the Balm. I really do like that there's some, you know, big colors in here, but I find that it's super cool tone. It's a lot of burgundies, and it's just a palette that I don't reach for too often. I tried to get through it as much as I could. You guys see the shades are somewhat used, but I just didn't really use it because it's not shades that I mainly go for. And when I am looking for matte shades, I go to other palettes first, and it never gets used, so it's gonna go. So this other palette here, which is the Kylie Burgundy palette, you guys remember this? I loved this palette. I used it so much, but I have never used it. I haven't used it in so long. I think that, you know, it's just a palette that is old now, and I have a lot of other palettes that have these shades in it, I think. So I think that it's just not worth holding on to. It's old, and I have other palettes that have the same colors and perform better. So I'm going to get rid of it. But I had it for a long time when I think it's been out. I think it came out like, was that 2017 when her makeup first came out? So for me, I think that it had a good life with me. I used it a lot when it first came out. I loved it. But, you know, time to move on. And I have other palettes that are better quality, that are newer, and that have the same shades. I really love from Colourpop. In theory, it is a beautiful color story, beautiful shades, purples and all that. But it's something that I'm not going to reach for personally. So I'm going to pass that on. Really loved when it first came out. I thought it was a great idea. So when Urban Decay came out with these mini little palettes, it was just one of the best things ever. They're really old, and I used them to death. They had like the original naked little mini that I used for years. Like, if you guys have been following me for a long time, you know that I used to be obsessed with that little palette. So when they came out with the Heat version, I think they sent it to me or I bought it, don't remember, but I loved it when it first came out. But I never used this. I think it's great in theory, but I would never take just this palette with me on a vacation or anywhere, really. This is just not something that I personally would travel with because I love glitter. So, and I also don't think that there's enough range to create a full look for me. This is just like basic, but for me, I would need like a black or some glitters to make this something I would travel with. So I'm going to just pass that on, because if I were to use these colors to create a full look in my house, I'm not going to reach for this palette, and I wouldn't take it traveling. So why do I have it? I never use it. Palettes 5 and 6 from Fenty Beauty. I love the idea of these little palettes that you can kind of stick together so they look like this, and there's I think 1 through 9. I have never used these at all, in particular these two palettes ever. I've never reached for these. They're basics, and that's great, but just for my collection personally, they're not shades I would gravitate towards. This blue gray here is gorgeous, but when you have an extensive makeup collection, you just don't reach for stuff like this. I personally don't. I would use so many other things to make a black smoky eye or a brown or a blue smoky eye before I ever reached for this. So I'm going to pass this on because I have all of them and I just never reach for this. Another Kylie palette I'm going to leave behind. This one is changing color. Oh no, maybe that's the dark shade bleeding into it. I love this color on this palette when I first got it. I loved the greens and everything like that. But now that I'm older, this palette just does nothing for me, and the formula does nothing for me. It's just not something that I am like super attached to. But you guys can see I did show it some love. You can only see the $ on 4 of the shadows. So I definitely used this palette. I definitely played with it. But like I said, if I were to use any of these colors, I probably wouldn't reach for this palette in the first place. So I'm going to pass this on as well. W Beauty palette I've had since it came out. They actually sent these to me. I guess they were trying to try me out for the PR, and I didn't pass the test because it was the only beauty product they ever sent me. But I do really like the formula of this. It's a little bit powdery. It works best if you have some highlighter, not highlighter, if you have like some spray on your face first, like a setting spray, then it kind of adheres better to the skin. But I do think it's beautiful on the body. Is it worth keeping for me? I don't know. I just feel like, do I need these 4 huge pans of like barely there color? No, we're gonna let it go. We've had it since it came out, so I think it's probably past its expiration date anyway. See, I didn't even know I had this. This is the Anastasia contour palette. Yeah, she's gonna go. Girl, you're like 70 years old. Though I do like the Kylie bronzer, so I think I'm gonna keep this one still because I still reach for it occasionally. So I'm gonna keep that. Balm, it's like a bronzer blush duo, and I've been keeping this for a long time, thinking, oh, eventually I'll use it. I never use it. We're gonna let it go. So the next 2 products are almost identical. I think it's Topaz something and Chocolate Geode from Becca. And honestly, they look exactly the same. So I don't know why I have both. This one just looks a little more chocolatey. On camera, they actually look a little less different than they do in real life. In real life, they almost look identical. I think I'm going to keep this one just because it's a little lighter and more bronzy. And it would work better for my skin tone in the summer. The other one I'm going to pass on. It's beautiful, but who needs both of those? I have a Prosecco Pop here. That's a throwback, and it's literally brand new. I'm never going to use it. Bye. As highlighter from MAC. I'm definitely going to let this one go. Whoa. And last time I checked, I was on the Fenty PR list. They haven't sent me anything in a minute. Maybe they took me off, but I've been on the PR list for a while. And so I have all of the creams, the bronzers, and they did send me like their colorful ones, but I never use these. If there's like an icy one and like this pink one, and I'm just tired of pretending that I want them. So I'm just gonna let them go finally because they're taking up space. They never get used, and yeah, it's not fun to keep things that you don't use. This one too, Trophy Wife. It's like super, super yellow. It's gorgeous though. I'll keep it. I'm gonna keep it. It's so pretty. I gotta remember to use it as a highlighter. Oh, what's this one? I think I used to use, oh, I didn't even know I had this. I'm gonna try using that as blush. See, once you get rid of stuff, you can start playing around and actually like using what you have. But when you have too much, it just gets overwhelming and you just don't use it. See, I feel so accomplished. Like, look at all this space that I'm creating. Look at this. So much space. This drawer is the pain in the ass because there's so much in here. Lip products, lip glosses, concealers. I think I'm going to kind of speed through this one on my own, and then I'll jump back in with you guys and just update you on some of the stuff I'm letting go. Guys, so I'm finally gonna declutter my sponges. I have a ton of sponges, and the truth of the matter is I don't use them. So I'm gonna obviously keep my beauty blender. I'm gonna keep my nude beauty blender, my pink beauty blender. I'm gonna keep my Fenty Beauty sponge because this is the one I love. This is also, I believe, from Fenty. I think I'm gonna keep that as well. And then, no, am I making it up? No, these are Real Techniques. This one is Fenty. Yeah, this one's Fenty. And then I love this one from e.l.f. And then I think I'm going to chuck the rest. I don't need all of these beauty blenders. They're enough work to clean in the first place. And it's just a mess to have all of them. I think this is a decent amount for one person. I don't need all of these sponges. So yeah, chucking all of these. Not that they're bad. It's just I don't use them enough. Ever. Like, these are literally clean. These are the ones that are disgusting because I use them all the time. So finally making some progress on sponges. All right, guys, next I'm working on my lip balm little bag. This is actually from Fenty. It has all of my lip scrubs, balms, serums, all types of shit in there. I'm gonna get rid of all the stuff I don't use. There's even concealer in here, lip scrubs, mini product, like just so much stuff. So I'm really gonna be serious and just be like, this is old. I don't use this. I wonder if this is, oh, this is almost empty. Look at that. We're gonna toss that. Never use that. Do I really need 2 of those? Do I really need 2 of these? I mean, a lot of this is from PR, guys, so don't think that I'm, you know, buying stuff and not using it. And then it's like a ton of lip scrubs that I don't use. So I'm just going to keep the really good stuff that I love, that I use. What's this? A little mini product that I also never have used ever. Do I really need a million of these Bite Beauty lip balms? Like, you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. So I'm going to keep this lip drop situation, this fresh lip scrub, my Laneige and Fresh lip balms. I love those. Also, these by Innisfree. I really like these too. I'm going to keep these lip oils by Ciate. I do like them. My Bite Beauty, I'm going to keep 2 of those. And this is an eye cream. I love this as well. Look at all the space now. There was so much stuff in there. Bye. All right, so next I went through my little Tools brow pencil mascara thing. Well, not mascara, but it's where I keep like my tools and my brow stuff. So I had a bunch of brow stuff, surprisingly. And I had this little primer that I never use. I had these brow, Gimme Brow from Benefit that I never used. I also had some brow gels from Milk that are old. And then this Fenty brow, it's like a brow wax with a brush. I don't really like it. The wax is not thick enough for my brows. It's kind of oily and sticky. It's just not my thing. This old pair of tweezers. Look how disgusting that is. Bye. Bye. All of that is bye. I'm keeping those, my Hourglass eyebrow pencil, my Benefit brow pencils. This one by Winky Lux is the Unibrow. Really like that one. The Benefit Goof Proof. And then I also like the little Benefit Cabao Brow or whatever. I like the little cream for making little fake moles. So I keep it for that. And then I have my brow gel from Benefit that I love, and it's clear. And then, of course, in here I just have lash glue, little scissors, and my sharpener, and what do you call that? Eyelash curler. I will sanitize and clean all of this later. Just for now, just to keep everything organized, I'll just put it back. Guys, so I think this might be my biggest purge yet. I'm getting rid of all of these concealers. I had both of these full of concealers, and it's just ridiculous. So I got rid of a bunch of these Milk makeup concealers because I don't love the formula, and I never use them, and I had a lot of the same colors, as well as these Becca concealers. This was back when I was on their PR list. They had sent me the entire range, and I love these concealers, but I had every color, and it was just colors that I would never use. So I kept a few of them, of the colors that I really like, but all of these are just colors I'm never going to use, as well as some of these darker shades from Too Faced and Milk. I don't really cream contour that often, and when I do, I use the same like cream product. So I don't need concealers of every shade. Also a few that are kind of empty or the formula went bad. So yeah, a lot of concealers gone. I mean, I pretty much emptied this entire thing. I just kept the ones that I really like, and a couple that I kind of like as well. I don't know. I might get rid of even more. So yay. I didn't think I was going to empty out this much stuff, guys. I am feeling so good right now. I love purging. All right, guys, purging so many lip products. All of these products are going bye-bye. Some even made it in there already. We have like some old Kylie and KKW products that have literally started smelling and separating. A Colourpop lip gloss that I really don't like. Empty MAC. Some old Bite Beauty lip glosses that have started turning. Some lipsticks that are pretty much empty or I don't use. Some liners from Fenty that are like bright colors that I never use. Lip glosses that are old. Lip glosses that are almost empty. Drugstore stuff that I don't really use. So making a lot of progress. I mean, I can't believe how much already that basket is almost full. Like, I did not expect to get rid of this much stuff, but it feels so good, guys. Like, I'm very happy. All right, guys, so I got rid of a bunch of mascaras. I got rid of the Milk mascaras because even though They're decent for me. I just find the formula is like kind of slick and heavy. And then I have a Too Faced Better Than Sex, which is drying out, and I already have another one in there. And then just a couple other ones that I don't really care for and that are kind of old anyway. The Balm Monsieur Big from Lancome. These are just, they're kind of old, so they gotta go. Guys, so going through my foundation area, I was able to reorganize. So now all of the acrylic organizers are together. So this little thing gets to be here. I moved my tools and my little lip balms up here. Everything looks a lot more organized. And for the foundation slash primers, I got rid of this CoverGirl Clean Fresh because I had 2 colors. I only need 1. I got rid of these Becca Primers. I've had them for years. I never use them. And I'm not really a primer person, so I got rid of those Becca primers. I got rid of this primer from Dermalogica. I never have used it. This Nars foundation is almost done, but this is one of my favorites. This is the All Day Luminous. I gotta buy a new one. So I do love this foundation, but it's literally old as hell, and it's pretty much empty. This Milk Blur Stick. I used to love this to cream contour, but I don't really cream contour that much anymore. I prefer like a lighter makeup now, so I don't really use it, and it's old. Also, this Ciate Dewy Stick thing, don't use that. And then this Urban Decay primer. This also I would never use. I don't like silica based primers. They're heavy, they're kind of gross under makeup. I don't know where that trend started or why we think it's good, but I don't like it. I like things that feel moisturizing, gel-like, cream-like. So anything kind of silicone feeling, like Benefit Professional, I don't like things like that. So tossing it, and I think I have a good little situation. So yeah, got a lot done. So much progress. I am in shock. Went through my pencils and brushes. Didn't get rid of that many, but definitely got rid of some stuff that either is old or things I never use. Surprisingly enough, some of these are MAC. These 2 are MAC brushes. They're old. I never use them. This one, I don't know who this is by, but oh, it's Ciate London. It's supposed to be like a 3-in-1. Girl, nobody's using that. This brush is from Pinrose by Sephora, and the bristles on this are kind of hard, and I find that every time I use it, I notice the difference. Some lip glosses I was looking over, and I was like, actually, you know what? There's a few more glosses I can get rid of. So I got rid of more glosses. A couple of little liners, some liquid liners and pencil liners that I never use, as well as some brushes, surprisingly in the same shape. I find no use for these 2 shaped brushes. And then also, do you guys remember back in the day when everyone used these? I never use this. I don't use liquid, I don't use cream eyeliner, so I find it completely useless. It's a Coastal Scents brush. This is very 2010 for me, at least. Got rid of those. And a Fenty liner that I don't need as well. And then another old MAC brush. I've had those forever. It's literally 1 a.m., but I finally finished my project. I was able to empty 2 drawers, guys. So down here is where I had all the perfumes, body sprays, what did I have down here? Face sprays, perfumes, body oils, and then here were my brushes and lashes and things. So here nothing's changed. It's still just palettes, but on the top here I made space for my brushes. I got rid of brushes and I put the face brushes on top, eye brushes on bottom, and I might get rid of even more brushes, but for now that's fine. And then I was able to fit my tools and all the lip balms and lip products here. Then on this side, I was able to put all my pencils into that little thing. I got rid of a bunch of pencils. I got rid of even more lip products, so I was able to fit my mascaras in here. And then I put my lashes in here, and I got rid of some other stuff too. So everything now here is concealers, shadows, lashes, lips, and pencils, mascaras. And then on the top, I got rid of almost all of the facial sprays I had. I had way too many, and I also got rid of some of the body oils. So up here are all my setting sprays, body oils, and stuff like that. And then all of my extra perfumes. And then here are just some hair ties and jewelry and stuff. So it may seem like it's a little messy, but I'm just happy that I was able to free up some space. Like, I've been dying to get rid of stuff. And then up here, this is like leftover jewelry. I got rid of the big jewelry box that was in here. It was taking up too much room, so it was unnecessary. I gotta go through that jewelry and see if there's anything else I can get rid of. And then here are like hair ties and things like that. I'm also gonna go through here and get rid of the stuff that I don't use, because there's a lot of stuff that is in there that I don't use. And then here is just like some junk, you know, when you're cleaning and there's junk. So I'll go through that and get rid of that stuff. So I'll go through that tomorrow because it's 1 a.m. and I'm really tired now. But I'm just so happy I was able to make room. Like, this was such, I guess, like a successful decluttering. I did not expect to declutter as much as I did. I literally got rid of so much stuff. Like, I feel so good. I'm really trying to become more minimal and just have things that I really love and really use and not be so wasteful. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I'll see you in the next one. Stay glam. Bye. Well, it's the next day, guys. I wanted to pop in and show you that I got rid of almost half of my brush collection. So, I mean, this might still look like a lot to some people, but if you pull out like the eye brushes in comparison, it's like a small or maybe a decent handful amount of eye brushes. And then these are the face brushes that I've kept. And I feel so much lighter about it. So I just wanted to pop in and show you. I pretty much took all of the brushes. They needed to be washed. And I just said, okay, when I'm washing my brushes, I get exhausted. Which ones do I want to wash first? Because I love them and I use them constantly. And the other ones that I wash just because, but I never use them. And I pretty much use that as my process of elimination. So I washed all of the brushes that I love. And everything else that was left over, I really just said, screw it. And I just dumped them. And a lot of them were old brushes or brushes that I got sent in PR that I never even liked. Some of them fell apart as I was washing them. So yeah, I feel a lot lighter. I might even get rid of more as time passes and really just hone in on the ones I love. And that's it. So just for some inspo.